amor in the blue waves. Oh, amanita, mosqueria. Sway with me, amor in the blue waves. Sai, amanita.
We've nearly made it to the site of the Megavalanche. We are making our way up the famous Alpe d'Huez climb. A lot of spandex coming up the hill today. Hundreds of people I think we just passed climbing up this hill, so I don't know where to go now. We got pulled over. Let's see if we can get this Megavalanche page to load on our third world internet plan. Race office, we found it. All right. No real sign of mountain bikers yet. Mostly road riders. Oh, here we go. We got a mountain biker in blue. Oh, there's the person that'll be complaining on race day. Lake Karen. We'll try here. Well, let's see if we can maybe park somewhere else where we don't get towed. I feel like I'm always scared about getting a parking ticket in Europe. Luca?
Your name, sorry. Luca.
How are you?
Do you have an idea or something like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
10 euro lift pass a day. Welcome to Europe. Water's always flown from fountains. Lift passes don't cost much. Mountains are big. We're off to a good start. We found parking. My registration went through. We're getting a lift pass set up. Things are looking up so far. Okay, we have taken 10x2 International. We are in Alpe d'Huez here in the French Alps, and we are here for the Megavalanche of 2024. Megavalanche is a mass start downhill race that starts on a glacier and descends 8,500 feet over 12 miles. And the winning time is usually about 45 minutes fully pinned. It's probably one of the most viral and well-known bike races in the world just because of its pure insanity from the get-go. Megavalanche is one of these races that I've always wanted to do. Ever since I was a young kid, I would pre-run the Maxi Avalanche in Cervini, Italy, and I always kind of had my eyes set on doing either a Maxi Avalanche or a Mega Avalanche. And for me, it's kind of one of those bucket list races. It's always a race that I've watched and I've always actually been completely terrified of, but it's always a race that I knew I wanted to do at some point. And for this year, since we're doing so many disciplines, I thought, why not do it this year? Kind of a perfect opportunity to take off that Mega Avalanche bucket list. Okay, it is Tuesday morning. First day on the mountain for me today. Just having a nice little warm-up pedal from the apartment. Ooh, feeling the elevation. Base is sitting at just under 6,000 feet. So we are up in thin air compared to the beachfront living that I'm used to. Let's go see what the Mega Avalanche is all about. All right, headed over to do the qualifying lap. So really, to get to the top, you got to ride this little XC trail. That's just essentially your transfer to go from one lift to the next to get to the top. So that's where we're going right now. Oh, slippery. Yeah. All over the place. Okay, yeah, I remember these from the video. There's the two-leg out technique. Yeah, even this line doesn't look too bad. Lost a little bit of flow here, and then we go into the village. Okay, qualifying lap done. That is a lot. Damn. All right, lap 2. Decided to take both the gondolas up this time and just pedal up the road, but man, even, yeah, we're like at 9,000 feet and just pedaling. My easiest gear, 34 tooth, 50 in the rear. Just hovering at a 165 heart rate, which for me is like upper zone 3, lower zone 4. I just want to practice this first snow section again. So wide open, so many lines to choose. It's kind of overwhelming, but see if we can suss out some better lines. Number acquired, 414. Well, registration's pretty easy. It's all nicely organized for all 1,500 people that are going to be picking up the registration. Still haven't been to the top. Today's technically the first day that the top's open, so let's get up to the top and see how it's looking up there. Oh, here we are, top Alpe d'Huez. Dude, it's so scary. All right, should we go for it? Let's go. There's only one way to go, down the glacier. Oh, shit. You okay? Oh, that was not sweet. Ow. Yeah, I just was like eyes fixed on him and I was like, fuck, I don't know what to do. Yeah. Kinda hit my butt. Oh, this is scary. Yeah. Yep.
Now it's 3 in the morning and I'm trying to change your mind. Left you multiple missed calls into my message you replied. Why'd you only call me when you're high? Why'd you only call me when you're high?
My God.
Your speed around.
Yeah, I don't know how those guys go so fast on it.
Yeah.
Like, the snow is good right now. It's fast, but it's also, I mean, it's snow, so it's slippery.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Somewhere darker, talking the same shite. I need a partner. Well, are you out tonight? It's harder and harder to get you to listen. Or I get through the gears, incapable of making all right decisions and having bad ideas. Now it's 3 in the morning and I'm trying to change your mind. Left you multiple missed calls into my message you replied. Why'd you only call me?
After this morning, even more stressed for the race because the snow is just so scary, just so unfamiliar to me. So, but we made it the rest of the way down, and then I was talking with Mackie about going up and doing another run in the snow just to get a little more familiar with it, and just sitting in line, and I was like, man, I am just so exhausted. This is the last 2 heavy days of riding. I think both days I've done like 10,000 feet of descending and like 25 miles of riding.
Exactly, like almost crashing. Where Steph knew the line, he'd done it like 7 times. So you see him just absolutely burning out. Sunday morning, there's nothing like it. I've never experienced anything like it, even sat at the top of the World Cup.
So
Yeah.
front row start, you get that based on qualifier?
Yeah, you have to be, I think it's top 2 in the quali.
It's all time-based, yeah.
It's not just top 2. If you're like first in your quali heat, but you get smoked by everybody else who's top 2 in the quali, you'll be last to be called to the front row. And if you're leading your quali heat on the climb down to the end, keep going. Because these guys are so fit, it's frightening. Are you doing any of the other events, or just doing
No, I think just this one. I feel like I'm already like coming from behind. So even yesterday, just pre-riding, I like ended my Garmin at the end of the day, and it was like 3-day recovery.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's rain forecasted for Sunday, so we'll see. We'll see if that means rain at the top or snow at the top.
Yeah.
If it's cold enough, it'll snow, but either way, it wouldn't be ideal.
You never know what's going to happen if it's raining.
My body hurts. I haven't been this sore after riding a bike in a long time. Just woke up. It's qualifying day. Beautiful day. So, don't think that's going to be the case for race day. Looking like we're going to have some rain. But at least today will be nice. Yeah, it's 7:45. Qualifying for me is at 11. And it takes about an hour to get up there. Try and be at the lift by like 9 or so. Had a crash yesterday on the snow. My butt's a little sore, but nothing too bad. Words are hard to form right now. We're gonna try and get woken up here and have some breakfast and get some coffee in us and get up the mountain and go qualify. Just got off the gondola. Got a little transfer to get to the next gondola. get to the top, and then yeah, go battle for some qualifying. All right, we made it to the top of qualifying in time. Don't have to worry about missing my race. And I'm wave 3, so we got half an hour till the race starts, and then every 15 minutes heats go off, so I'll go at 11, so in about an hour we'll be going for a qualifier. Yo.
But I don't. No, I don't. I wanna ride with you. I wanna ride with you. On the floor, I don't know what to think. Forget the fist hug. I don't care about designer dress. She thinks her life's hard, but I don't. No, I don't. I wanna ride with you. I wanna ride with you.
Nice work. Oh my god. I've never been so gripped. I was sitting down because I couldn't hold on anymore. What position were you? I think I was 6th maybe. He got 5th. Got down, but I was like sitting down in the rough stuff. It was so rough.
I sat half the race.
Oh. Can't believe that's just the qualifier. It's insane how tiring that is. That track is so rough too. That middle section. I was so ready for it to be over. My thumb was so tired I couldn't reach my dropper post lever at times. I'm gonna go lay in the shade for a little bit. I think my lungs have reached a new capacity of abuse. Yeah, so I think I got 6th. So the top 35 makes it into the Megavalanche, the main race. So yeah, I will be in the 2nd row. So first 3 riders will be 1st row, and then 3 through 6 the 2nd row. So I'll be 2nd row from the start, which kind of is maybe a little less stressful than 1st row. I don't know. It's all stressful. Alright, so it is Saturday, the night before the race, and as you can tell the weather has turned from perfect sunny skies to rather cloudy and rainy, typical mountain weather. So I just looked at my phone, I got an email from the organizers saying that we've just learned that the Pic Blanc will not be open tomorrow, which is the glacier. The start of the Megavalanche will be at the same start as the qualifiers. So we will be starting a bit lower down to avoid the bad weather, and I believe we will still be finishing in the same location. So the e-bike men and women raced down to the bottom today, and they said that the bottom stuff in the trees was pretty slick, so I think it'll be pretty spicy. Yeah, bummed we won't be able to race on the snow this year, so the race must go on, as they say, and we will still be racing tomorrow, just not on the glacier. All right, it is race day morning. It's just after 6, and as you can probably tell, it is quite wet. We got, I think, a decent amount of rain yesterday and some more overnight. The roads are wet this morning. There's puddles, and yeah, it's gonna be a slippery world out there today. Currently getting fogged out in here. It's not too cold this morning, which is nice. Yeah, getting up to the lift here, get the gear on, check tires, and then try and get on that gondola around 6:30 to get up there for a 9:30, 9:40 start, I think. All right, we are lined up. Looks like we're row 4 because the start's not as wide as it usually is. Oh, it's gonna be hard getting through these first 2 corners with this many people, but here we go. I ended up picking kind of a right start, play this crazy electronic music to get us all fired up, and then they put up the 10-second sign, and as soon as that thing goes up, it's pretty much within that 10 seconds they can lift up the banners and start the race.
When life brings trouble, you can fight over.
The race started. I was kind of slotted right behind Brendan Fairclough, Andrew Niebling, a couple downhill racers, or I guess ex-downhill racers, let's call them. Off the start, things were actually pretty good for me. I was able to make up a few positions at the start and avoid hitting the ground. And then we went into the snow and everything kind of funneled into one line, at least the section that I was going over to. And then we got onto the moon rock. I kind of went over way to the left side, which is where I had been going for practice.
The windows down, breathing deep in my chest, used to feel hopeless.
And then that second little bit of snow was actually just like pretty much ride the rut, take your feet off. I think at that point I was right behind Needles, Andrew Niebling. Got back onto the fire road. I was able to make a few passes there.
Get right, now I just glide, wind in my sails. I toast to the ocean, she balanced my scales.
From there, just tried to get into a bit of a flow. I knew that that next section of track was going to be pretty rough, pretty loose.
When them hard times come, love will bring you right back.
When life brings trouble, you can fight or run away. I had no struggle. Relax, watch me float away. I'm coasting. I'm coasting.
Yeah, so kind of nearing where we go under the gondola, so kind of the end of the rocks, I was able to get past another person. I actually got Needles back, who ended up getting me further up when I had a bit of a stall up in a corner, and then ended up actually getting hit from behind and kind of got blown off my bike, and then he was able to sneak around me right there. Had a decent amount of energy coming into some of the flowier stuff. Was able to get, I think, another pass or so made.
Now some pop bottles, some chase models, as if it's all live prompt.
And then that's kind of where we connected with where the Mega should have been coming in, which is the notorious fire road climb, kind of right in the middle of the course.
Cause I don't wanna go insane.
Yeah, I was hurting. I think everybody's hurting through there, but I was able to initially pass a few people, but then some people behind me just passed me like I was standing still. And then word on the street was that that bottom from the race yesterday was super loose. So I knew that I had to try and get as recovered as possible for that lower section, just to give all my energy to trying to stay focused to not hit the deck. And of course, I hit the deck. I came over a cattle guard and wasn't really committed for the corner, and ended up having a front end push and ended up going down. Needles got past me again there, and then I was able to get up, get kind of recollected, and from there on it was just super slippery clay. It was really hard to keep your feet on the pedals. I was following a guy who just had his feet off the whole time. I was actually able to keep my feet on for the most part, but yeah, the guy in front of me just was like feet dangling off, You could tell he was super uncomfortable. I think everybody was uncomfortable to some degree, but it's hard because when you don't qualify well, and for me, I feel like when you don't have the fitness of those top guys, you end up getting slotted in behind some people that maybe are a little better at pedaling, but then you end up getting kind of stuck behind them on the downhill. So I ended up getting stuck behind that guy for maybe close to 2 to 3 minutes. After that, we got into a section of fire road and I was able to get past him. He apologized for holding me up. You're good. Which is totally fine. I mean, we're all out there racing. So he was riding his own race. I was trying to ride my own race as well. We went on to this sort of fire road section, and then a couple guys just blew past me like I was standing still. There was one guy who literally came around me by just like an inch. Then we kind of got back into some single track, still super loose. I was behind a guy who had 2 sort of tip overs, one being kind of a quick tip over and then he got up super quick, the other one being a pretty big one, and I was able to get around him there. And right as I got around him, we got back onto a fire road and I went to pedal out of a corner and realized that my chain had fallen off. So at that point, I tried to sort of scooter push a little bit, and then we got to a point where we had to pedal again, and I was like, okay, I've got to stop and get this chain back on. Just put it on. Chain guide's gone. Everything's gone. So I got the chain back on, got passed by a few people before that happened, which was unfortunate. And then once I got that chain on, I kind of just got into as much of a rhythm as I could get into.
Don't touch the grass.
The race run is just so long that I felt like I was just suffering from top to bottom. When you're so fatigued and so tired that you can hardly hold on anymore, it's so hard to try and ride that downhill stuff fast. One of the hardest things at the bottom was just the vision. Luckily, I was able to get a pair of goggles and a few tear-offs from Jack Redding. I had some goggles ordered, but they never showed up. Fortunately, he lent me some of his goggles to use for the race, which was awesome because I definitely went through every single tear-off that I put on and kind of wish I had a few more on. So yeah, at the bottom, it was just absolutely fatigued, could hardly see, and it was super slippery, sniper routes everywhere, and was kind of just trying to manage the position I was in. There was one guy that I sort of got close to on this traverse section, and then he kind of got away from me again. And then from there, I was like, all right, we got to just get it to the end. Definitely was not the proudest about my riding at the end there, but at one point, I came across a corner and could finally hear the announcer, and at that point I knew that I was close to the finish and just had to pretty much coast it to the finish. So I went over the final bridge, looked behind me, realized that the guy behind me was not going to pass me, and then kind of just coasted it into the finish line. Wow. But oh my god, it just goes on forever. I think I ended up 46th, 47th place. Yeah, once again, just looking at the pace of the top guys. I think they ran around a 36-minute final and I did a 44, which is crazy just to see the pace and commitment of those top guys. But yeah, props to Hugo. He's a Sun Tour teammate of mine. He ended up first. And as well as Mackie.
I thought they were gonna give us a 10-second thing. They said 30 seconds and then lift, and I was like, so once again, like literally the whole line left before me. That's clearly what I need to work on in these.
He ended up 8th, which is an amazing performance considering it was also his first year. I think he was definitely the top American. This is definitely a very French-dominated race, or let's say European-dominated race. The Frenchies here are super duper fast. And yeah, I think it's just one of those races that really takes a lot of experience to do good at. So at this point, I think since we weren't able to ride the glacier, we're gonna have to come back and get the full mega experience at some point. I felt like I have some pretty good legs this year, but once you come up here in the thin air and the super rough trails, just the amount of upper body and lower body abuse, as well as just the abuse your lung stake, is just something I've never experienced before. I want to give a big shout out to Sun Tour, who got both myself and my filmer girlfriend, Heather Young, out here. So yeah, they funded this trip. They were awesome. They've been sponsoring this race now for quite a while, and they run full support here, help people out, get their suspension service. This definitely would not have been possible without their help, so huge shout out to Sun Tour. And yeah, that wraps up episode 4 of 10x2. we are catching the flight home, and shortly after I get home, headed up to Whistler for Crankworks, where I'll be doing speed and style pump tracks, as well as a few other events. But we're going to tick off a few more disciplines at Crankworks. So we'll see you guys in the next episode. Thanks for watching.
But before I knew it, you were running right with him. What the hell was I supposed to do? But what would you say?